Yo, what is happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the new video today. It's gonna be a good one, and I hope you guys really enjoy the video today. So if you guys happen to like the content on the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up and also subscribe and even drop a comment on what you would like to see. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about the ASUS ROG Swift PG32UCDM, and really what I want to go over today is the pros and the cons of this monitor. I've been using this monitor now for a full week, and so I really just want to give you guys kind of some updates on it and even answer some of your questions, because some of you guys had questions on the last video. Now guys, I gotta say before I even say anything, this monitor really has been amazing to own. It's pretty much everything that you're wanting in a monitor, but there are a few cons I actually want to bring up on this video. But yeah, we will be talking about that. Now, one question that one of you guys had is, you guys said, what do you use to actually clean your OLED monitor? And guys, that was a great question that somebody asked. I actually have these microfiber ultra soft rags that I use. You can see it's like a really fine finish, and these are really good for getting any kind of residue off your monitor, maybe off, a material like this where you get a lot of, finger marks, and you can kind of just see them. But guys, these will not scratch your monitor, and they work really well. So I can put the link in the description below. I am not sponsored by these guys at all. This was just a really good option to use. Now, let's jump into the pros of this monitor. I'm 100% being honest with you guys, and I am not paid by ASUS to say anything. I bought this monitor with my own money. They did not send me this monitor. The pros, starting right off, the colors are absolutely phenomenal on this monitor. The best I have ever seen on a monitor, hands down. So if you guys are looking for, a monitor that's gonna really give you those vibrant colors with a good contrast, well, this might be the monitor for you. The second thing that is really noticeable is the smoothness. Now, I went over to my friend's house and I played with the Alienware 1440p 240Hz monitor, and it was not even in the same ballpark as this monitor. I was like really blown away by how choppy the Alienware 1440p monitor was. Now, we were only running around 120 to 130 FPS on his setup, but nonetheless, there was a massive difference between the smoothness of this ASUS monitor and the Alienware 1440p monitor. And that was a QD OLED as well. So it really surprised me. I didn't think there would be too much of a difference, but it really was there. Now, you got the colors, you got the smoothness. Now, one thing I do also like about this monitor is it is a 32-inch flat monitor. It is not curved. Now, I've come from a 27-inch monitor basically my entire life, and I gotta say 32-inch is the sweet spot for gaming. Now, I did have to move it back a little bit on my desk, but nonetheless, you'll get used to it really fast. So I know everybody has their own opinion on what they think, whether they like just a flat monitor or they like the curve. I have really been enjoying just the flat 32-inch monitor. I think this is really gonna be the sweet spot. And also, I do have my windows open, as you guys can see. So there is quite a bit of light in my room right now, and the monitor still looks really good. It looks great. So I really cannot complain. But those three things right off the bat, colors, smoothness, and just the fact that it's a 32-inch, it just is so awesome, man. I really hope this monitor delivers for you if you are deciding to, maybe buy this monitor. Now, let's jump into the next thing. The performance is very good on this monitor. I played a lot of Call of Duty, and really just a lot of first-person shooters in general. And man, I tell you guys what, I was racking up on some games 80 to 100 kills in Call of Duty. So the performance, you get that 0.0, I think it's 3 millisecond response time, and performance has been really good. I cannot complain about the performance on this monitor. Everything feels quick, like no input lag. It's so good. It's great. I cannot complain. You get the good colors, you get the good performance, great size, the 32-inch, I love it. Let's start going into some of the cons. And one thing I have to say is I've heard everybody talk about, well, how good's the brightness on the monitor? Now, I am going to say HDR is mid on this monitor. It really is. To be honest with you guys, I've never really been a big fan of HDR, and really it just is mid. It could be a little bit brighter on this monitor, but if you're not using HDR, the monitor looks amazing anyways. I would just say one improvement that they could do, even though they did just drop a brand new firmware that I'm gonna post on this video, I'll put it in the corner, and it will actually show the description of what the firmware does. They did increase the brightness on this monitor for HDR, which was pretty cool basis to do. However, I still think just not using HDR looks better. It is kind of dim, guys, with HDR. I mean, I'm telling it like it is. It is pretty dim. Is it really bad? No, but I would just say that it's mid. You know, playing without HDR really does look amazing. I mean, as you guys can see, like right now, just the colors, the detail, everything's pretty good. You know, I don't really know how bright some people are wanting the monitor, you know, not playing HDR. Now, HDR, yes, it could improve, but if you're not playing HDR, like, it looks great. It's completely the right amount of brightness. I don't really see why you would need more if you're not playing HDR. Now, if you're playing HDR, yes, they could improve on that. So that kind of is a con. Now, going into the other con that I want to discuss is just the price on how much this monitor really is. Like, this monitor comes in at $1,300, where some of the competitors like the Alienware have now dropped, I think, like $250 to $300. I think the Alienware version is coming in at around $1,100, which, you know what, I haven't actually used that monitor, but I mean, if it is anything close to this, I did notice with the comparison video that I saw, the contrast on this monitor was definitely noticeable. It was a little bit better on this monitor. Nonetheless, I think they probably are going to be pretty close, but the Alienware is curved and this one is not. So I did not want a curve. I know some people like the curve, so I just did not want it. So anyways, guys, I have really enjoyed this monitor. I think, you know, despite the few cons, I think this is the best monitor you can buy. And I think really when it comes down to the price feature, if you're trying to get the best of the best for gaming, you know, you're gonna have to pay a price. You know, you're gonna have to pay at least $1,000 to get one of them. I think there is a few of them that might be under $1,000. I think MSI does have their version. I think it comes in at what, around $800 or $900. I feel like this is the best of the best. Now let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this monitor? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's not worth it? I really have enjoyed this monitor, and I would tell you guys straight up, you know, if it was not impressive, I would straight up tell you guys. So anyways, that's gonna end the video for today. We will see you guys in the next one. Have an awesome rest of your day. Peace.